Linux Mint 20 Xfce beta. Booting up to the live desktop, we're going to install it into a virtual machine when we get there, and then we're going to have a look at the system. Now that did load fast, didn't it? Well, it certainly seemed to. So what have we got here? Let's just install it and go with that, eh? Start the installer. We're just going to rip our way through this as quickly as we can. There's no proprietary software to worry about there, so let's continue. Again, this is a little bit different, but we're going to run with the defaults. Pretty sure you'll be able to do in there everything that you're used to doing. As usual, it was pretty easy to install. There was just a couple of subtle changes in the interface and a few of the options there, but other than that, pretty typical really. There we go, nice and quick and easy again. We'll do a restart. Once again, there's only a 5-second timeout on the grub boot menu. Linux Mint 20 Xfce. This is the beta edition. It's just been out for a few hours. Let's have a bit of a look through here. Once again, we've got our colours. So we'll start the file manager. We'll just click through a few of these. Get a bit of a blue accent everywhere there. A little bit in the menu. We'll just try a couple. There's a bit of brown. Go for some purple. Bit of red. And there you go, one click. You've got all that. Of course, you've got your dark theme here. Now it does look a bit like a day-night mode, but it's not really. It's just a light or dark theme. So we'll go back to the default. Rest of the welcome screen's pretty standard sort of procedure, what you'd expect to find. Your system reports, looks like a bit of a clipboard here. Just want you to have a look at a few items there. Some system information, crash reports, that sort of thing. We'll leave that go for now. Have a look at the system settings. And what have we got here? Most of that looks pretty usual to me. I'm not an Xfce user, but most of it looks pretty normal. We have comp is present also. We'll have a look in the appearance. Let's have a look at the icons. There's the yellow. Mint X yellow. I think there should be a Mint Y yellow as well, dark yellow. It's got a little exclamation on it there, so there's something wrong with that perhaps. That one has two, Mint Y yellow. Okay, so there might be a bit of a beta problem there to be resolved, but we'll leave that there. And we'll just go back to, where's Mint Y? We'll go back to the default. And most of that will be pretty sort of standard there. Let's start Warpinator. Warpinator. You said the folder turns up in the file manager as soon as we start it. We'll get an error here because there's no other computers running Warpinator on the network. But if you look at the video I did on Linux Mint Cinnamon 20, I had a little bit of a play with that on there, so you can find out more about it there. There's preferences, you can change the default folders and all that sort of stuff in there. And that's actually a pretty nice little utility there. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of that. We'll have a task manager. And we'll look at the software manager as well. And I'll assume we're going to get the same thing in here with Chromium. And there it is, it's a dummy package. And this little blurb here explains all about the snap, or about snaps in general. So we'll leave that for you to investigate all by yourself there. You can check that out, go to the Linux Mint website and you'll find out more about it. Have a look at the wallpapers. And yes, they appear to be very similar to what I saw in the Cinnamon and Mate editions as well. Just have a look at a few. Oh, I don't recall seeing that one in the others. It's actually quite a nice photograph, isn't it? Very nice. Some of these other ones, that one I saw, not sure about that, don't even know what that is. What's it called? Yep, we'll leave that to the experts, I think. That one looks a little bit different. It's type A. We'll just go back to one of these was the defaults, whichever one it was. This unusual looking icon here is for Warpinator, and we can actually right click that and quit, so we'll shut that down. As I say, go and have a look at the Cinnamon video that I did. I had a bit of a play with that over there. And if we look here on the Linux Mint blog, they go into a little bit of depth here about the colours, the snaps that I explained about with the software manager. There's a couple of other things here. NVIDIA, you can right click and launch applications with your NVIDIA GPU. That sort of thing, but I unfortunately can't demonstrate any of that here in a virtual machine, and nor can I demonstrate multi-monitor support, unfortunately. But there's some features and benefits there for those people that are interested in that. There's a new update manager icon here. It looks quite nice, I think. There's your update manager. Pretty standard looking update manager. We'll just leave that for now. We're not going to worry about that. I'll go through the menu a little bit here. What have we got? All the usual suspects in there. I think I spotted this in the others. I don't remember passwords and keys. I don't actually remember seeing that before. How to use that or what it's about, so that'll be something to look at a later date. Passwords and keys, eh? Where are we here? The redshift for the screen color change overnight or day. That'll be LibreOffice 6, no doubt. That's what I found in Cinnamon. Does an unusual startup. There it goes. It does the same unusual startup in here where it flashes the splash screen a few times. LibreOffice version 6. And what have we got? We're just about through there, aren't we? System. Most of that looks pretty normal, pretty expected. There's a bit of a look around Linux Mint 20 with the Xfce desktop in beta form. That's still warm from the oven pretty much.